whole vibe of Latin America has changed because of what happened in Venezuela. And now that we're getting firsthand accounts from people that were there, the soldier says they didn't hear him coming. He says the Americans had technology superior to anything they've ever seen. Everything that they were using for radar, for anything, was completely taken offline. They had drones, and the drones were taking out bases and taking out things faster. They didn't have no technology. They've never had to fight against drones. He also talks about that there was only 8 helicopters. There was only 20 men that were sent in.
That's amazing.
And those 20 men killed hundreds of their men, and none of those soldiers were injured. He talks about it felt like they were firing 300 rounds a minute. Nothing they've ever seen, nothing that they can compete with. And then he also talks to the fact that the Americans had some kind of sonic shock boom that was sent out, and everybody immediately started bleeding profusely out of their nose. They couldn't even gather themselves because whatever was sent at them made them fall to their knees and vomit blood out of their mouth and out of their noses. They were incapacitated immediately. He says he never wants to go through that again, doesn't want to have to fight with the Americans again. He's sending warnings to everybody out there that you think you can fight the Americans. You don't even know what their weaponry is like and what they're capable of. 20 men took out hundreds, and that's starting to spread all through Latin America. And now they're not saying, if you want me, come and get me anymore. Especially after Trump says, hey, Mexico, you're on the list too.
Almost from the beginning,
right?
This statement, hey, we got weapons that you can't even imagine. He's been dropping that for months now.
Has. Here's the thing, though. My opinion, I don't even think that's what he's talking about. I think he's talking about space-based weapons. I think he's talking about
probably, yeah,
plasma weapons.
I agree.
I think he's talking about something so much more exotic and extensive than this, although this was horrible. In Havana Syndrome, some people were permanently injured.
Yeah.
They're dealing with permanent injuries.
Yep.
This person said, I never want to come up against that again. I'm sure they don't. I'm sure it was quite horrible.
Well, look, listen to this right here. He goes on he continues here. Watch this.
The soldier explains it kind of like a shockwave that went out, and immediately they all fell, blood out of the ear, nose, mouth. Once that happened, they were useless, is what he says. There was nothing we could do. We could not even think straight anymore. He blames the Americans for not fighting fair because he says they were shooting out of the helicopters. And before they even hit the ground, most of those people were incapacitated.